Well, not too much snow, not even up to my knees. Not too bad. Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. And today I'm gonna take a photo walk with this brand new Sigma 20mm f2 lens. And I have the magnetic lens cap on because it's snowing a little bit and I don't want the front element to be full of snow before I take even my first picture. But let's see what I can do with this brand new lens in this small snowfall. I'm pretty excited for two reasons, because this is a brand new lens, and the second reason is that it's always, at least for me, easier to find interesting angles with a wide angle compared to a telephoto. Especially a short telephoto, it's really windy, is a really difficult lens for me. It's a very specialty lens only for portraits, but with a wide angle I feel that I can find more and better interesting angles. I don't know if my pictures are any better, but at least I feel good when I'm shooting with a wide angle, and I'm having much more fun than with a telephoto lens. This lens belongs to Sigma's contemporary I-series lens lineup, and it's almost exactly the same size as the 24mm f2. And I really I'm a big fan of this I-series lens lineup. I like these lenses. I like the industrial type of exterior design. The aperture ring is really nice too, and the aluminum lens hood is kind of icing on the cake. So I like this lens already a lot. Okay, nobody takes care of these stairs in the winter and there's a lot of snow. Let's see if I can climb up here. This lens has no other weather sealing than seal around the mount, but based on my previous experience with lenses and shooting in a bad weather, I think that's the most vulnerable part of the lens camera combination. The moisture can seep through the mount to the contacts and cause all kinds of trouble. The light today is very dull. As you can see, it's overcast and snowing, and the snow that comes down is really wet and heavy snow, and it sticks everywhere and it melts right away. So my camera is all wet already, and the lens too. So it makes no sense to try to look for any shapes or light and shadow things in a weather like this. So I'm just going to concentrate on some shapes and forms that are defined by something other than the light, the sunlight or whatever light. It looks like my front element is already quite wet, and you probably can see some spots in my pictures, but that's what it is when you shoot in a weather like this. That can happen. So in this video, please do not expect any kind of pixel peeping. I'm not a big friend of pixel peeping in general, and also in this weather I can't possibly take many pictures that would be good for pixel peeping. So I'm just gonna try to have some fun here and try this lens a little bit. I'm using the aperture priority mode, which is really nice to use with this aperture ring on the lens, and my ISO is set to auto just to keep things simple in this kind of weather. Okay, I can see that yellow line there, whatever that is. Let's see if I can make something with that yellow in the middle of this gray-white scenery. You know what they always say, that you should apply some positive exposure compensation or overexpose the snow by about stop or even 2 stops. But today I'm just gonna keep my exposure compensation at a 0 and do whatever corrections I have to do in post, because I want to make sure I preserve all the highlights in the picture, and I just don't want to use any camera controls unless I absolutely have to, because this weather is kind of a little bit difficult. Alright, I'm back in my office because my gear failed out there in that snowfall. But not my Sony a7C and not this brand new Sigma 20mm f2. But my audio equipment developed some sort of a trouble out there, as you can hear in this short clip. And now that I think back, maybe it was not such a good idea to try to make a photo walk in that weather. I mean, it was so difficult to photograph or so difficult to make any good looking pictures, and the front element of this Sigma lens got really snowy and wet quite quickly, and almost all my pictures have these water spots in them, which hardly makes them any better, except maybe this picture. In this picture I kind of like the water spots, they kind of add to the mood in this particular picture. But now let's talk a bit more about this brand new Sigma 20mm f2 lens. It's still a little bit wet on the inside of the lens hood. I don't know if you can see the water spots there. So this is a new member of the contemporary I-series lens lineup, and so far I really like this lens, like I already said out there. And when it comes to the optical quality, I'm not going to pixel peep in this video because I don't generally like pixel peeping. So you just have to take my word for it that this is a really solid optical performer. It's really sharp at every aperture, and I can't see many optical flaws in this lens. And you might also ask, why would Sigma even bother to release a mediocre lens after all those other really super nice I-series lenses? I mean, every lens in this lineup is a really well made and optically really nice. Besides, I'm pretty sure that someone here on YouTube or on some website is going to make a proper pixel peeping review, and then you can check that out and see how good this really is optically. My observations are only based on real life photography. I forgot to mention when I was outside that this lens is not mine. This is on loan from Sigma Nordic, and I'd like to say big thanks to them for letting me borrow this lens so I can make this video for you guys. It's not easy to take good looking pictures in a snowfall during the daytime, because the lighting usually when it's snowing, it's really flat, at least here where I live. But when the night comes, then the situation is totally different, because all those street lights and all kinds of lights in the city make the snowflakes separate much better from the background, especially backlight does that, and it's so much easier to make that snowfall or snowstorm so much more dramatic and better looking. These pictures are from the other night when it was snowing even more, and I think these look much better than the ones that I took today. This new Sigma 20mm f2 super wide angle is a full frame lens, of course, and it's available for the Sony E mount and L mount. But I really hope that these I-series lenses also become available for some other mounts, because I'm pretty sure that many Canon or Nikon users would also find these attractive, because like I said, I'm a big fan of this series, and these are really nice lenses, all of them, and they are a little bit more affordable than most first-party lenses, and it's good to have more options than just your first-party lenses. So my Photowalk didn't really go that well today, but nonetheless I had good fun out there, believe it or not, and also this new Sigma 20mm f2 proved to be a fun lens to use, and I really think that if you are looking for a fast super wide for your Sony camera or L-mount camera, you should take a look at this new Sigma when it becomes available later this month, February 2022. But now I'm gonna have a hot cup of coffee because I really need that after walking in that snowfall a little bit earlier. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.